Welcome to the podcast. We are Mette.
Day.
Nikolai.
Julian.
And Jesse.
This podcast is about Maria Ivanovna Morozova. She was a Russian girl who fought in World War II.
The main source we used was the book Unwomanly Face of War by Svetlana Alexievich.
And today we're gonna go over the topics about a perspective on the reasons why people wage war, and a personal perspective on the effects of war, and a perspective on how wars can be avoided. So first off, let's go to the topic, a perspective on the reasons why people wage war.
There are many reasons why people wage war. For example, wars in the Middle East are often fought due to religious reasons, while the war in Ukraine is due to Russia destabilizing the region to protect itself from westernization. Another reason for war is to have a bigger piece of the global pie. If someone is worse off, another one is better off when war is waged.
Sometimes wars are waged because of nationalistic reasons. You might want your country to be the biggest, best, and wealthiest. Civil wars are often fought because of separatist groups or of little support from the current government. A war can also be because one country wants revenge. Maybe another country took a big part of yours and you want back, for example, during World War One, where the French wanted their province of Alsace-Lorraine back, which was lost during the Franco-Prussian War.
A personal perspective on the effects of war. This question is using a personal perspective of Maria Ivanovna Morozova. Maria Ivanovna Morozova was a Russian corporal sniper who recruited herself with a bunch of her girlfriends because her town was empty and all the men were fighting for Russia. And when the women heard Adolf Hitler was going to conquer Moscow, they wanted to do something against it. So they recruited themselves at a recruiting station and became soldiers. And eventually they all became snipers. At first, the women were treated like little girls instead of women by their colonel Borodkin, and they felt like they were lower than the man soldier. They felt like they weren't equal. Eventually, they had to go to the battlefield, and she was partnered with a girl named Masha Koslova. They got in a fight because of someone they had to kill. Maria Ivanovna Morozova eventually shot someone, and it had such a big impact on her that she stopped with sniping. She thought it was not a woman's task to hate and to kill.
A perspective on how wars can be avoided.
Wars. No one likes wars, of course. Everything gets destroyed and a lot of people die. It also costs a lot of money, and in the end, not everyone is still happy. Then why are there wars? And are there any ways we can avoid them?
Always begin way before the actual fighting happens. First, a minimum of 2 or more groups of people have a disagreement. It can start really small, but if it isn't solved right away, the problem can get way worse and worse, until it evolves into a war. For example, the Second World War. After World War One, things went back to normal. At least everyone thought they would. People still didn't trust each other, and there again came disagreements about small things. Lots of countries created weapons and improved their army in case something like that would happen again. And it did. How to avoid a war from the start? There aren't many ways to avoid a war from the beginning. Wars all have different reasons for happening, and every reason needs their own solution. First of all, people must understand that you can't just raid a place with living people just to kill them all and use their land and resources. Communication is the real key to this problem. If every country and every group of people just communicated with each other and respected each other's feelings and opinions, it would end difficult situations and disagreements. Is there any way we can make our communication better? I think that if everyone just told how they felt about it and talked with each other about problems, then they could make a nice agreement and solve their problems.
Thanks for listening to our podcast, and we hope you have a great day. And we hope you learned something.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.